Okay, we're going to look at question number 2 off your test 2 review for Math 1033. And let me look over at the paper, read it to you. Question number 2 says that the quotient of a number and 5 equals 7 more than the number, and then they want us to find the number. Let me read it again. The quotient of a number and 5 equals 7 more than the number. Find the number. All right, let me go ahead and let you look at a nice little view of the beach here while we're going back to my paper, and in a minute you'll be seeing me back on my paper. Thank you. All right, here we are on the paper, the board, where I'm going to work this problem for you. Okay, let me turn the board around for us a little bit here. We don't know what the number is, so we'll call it x. Okay, so let x represent the number that we're dealing with in this particular problem. Whenever you're doing a word problem, you should always label your variable so that the person reading that word problem knows what it is you're talking about. Now, the first thing it tells us is the quotient of a number and 5. Remember that quotient means divide. So the quotient of a number and 5 would be x divided by 5, or x over 5. Equals, so of course we replace that with equals. And the next part tells us 7 more than the number. Well, if the number is x, 7 more than the number would be x plus 7. So the first thing we have here is we have our equation. X over 5 is equal to x plus 7. Now, what we want to do, since we're asked to find the number, is we want to solve that equation for x. What I teach my students, whenever you're solving an equation and there are fractions involved, I like to get rid of the fractions up front. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply through by the LCD, and in this case you can see that the LCD is the number 5. We have one term here, we have one term here, and we have one term here, so we'll be multiplying through 3 times. And sometimes in class, just to make it a little bit more entertaining, I call that bamming. So I'm going to bam 3 times here. Bam, bam, bam. And in math talk, that means that I just multiplied by 5. All right, remember when you're multiplying fractions, you use the Gazinda property, correct? 5 goes into 5, and it's gone, leaving me with x. That's really just kind of a little joke. There really is no property called the Gazinda, but it works really nicely. All right, here we go. 5 times x is 5x, plus 7 times 5 is 35. Now, what we have to do at this point is we have to get all of our x's on one side and the numbers on the other. So I think the quickest way to do that is to subtract 5x from both sides. On the left-hand side, it leaves us with the opposite of 4x. And on the right-hand side, it leaves us with the number 35. And our final step, of course, since x is being multiplied by -4, to undo multiplication, we hopefully use division. What we do to one side, we do to the other. We divide both sides by -4, and there's our answer. X is equal to 35 divided by -4 is a negative 35 over 4. Remember your rules. Positive divided by a negative is a negative, and it's usually best to put that negative out in front of the fraction. Okay, so that's how that problem works. Remember the key here. Quotient meant division. All right, remember those key words. Quotient is division. Product is multiplication. Sum is addition, and difference is subtraction. Thank you.